Hey there, everyone. This is Chris McDonald, and I've got James Harris and Matt Avery on the back end with me. Today, we're going to be talking about RaceDay scoring report basics. This is not really a deep dive into how to do super custom reporting. It is more of a basic overview on viewing, editing, and manipulating reports. So we're going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter than the last few, which have been almost an hour long. So I'm going to try to keep this to 20-30 minutes to keep everybody engaged. I've got a handful of slides, and then I'm going to jump into a demo. So for those of you that have not used GoToWebinar before, there is a panel on the right-hand side of your screen, or there should be. You have the ability to ask questions. So at any point you can ask questions, and our guys on the back end will answer it. If we seem to get the same question multiple times, we'll go ahead and float that out to make sure everyone understands what's going on. So with the slides, it's a lot of screenshots of RaceDay scoring. But like I said, then we'll jump into a demo of a real event and how you can change things up and what that does to your report. So I think we've got most people that are going to join us, so we'll go ahead and jump in. So we're going to go into an intro. Where are the reports? I think most of you at this point know where those are, the different options that you have, and how to change the reports, and then, like I said, into the demo. So where are the reports? This is a pretty easy one, but for those of you that are brand new to the platform, when you land in an event, you've got this column down the left-hand side, and your reports are here. The stack of papers. So the assumption at this point in the race scenario, we'll call it, is that you have everything else set up, and with the reports, you more than likely have results coming in. So there is a way to get test data in there, but we're going to treat this like it's a live event, and so we have results in the system. They've come through the stream, they've hit the timing point, and they are now scored results. So if at any point you're looking for where those results or reports are in RaceDay scoring, again, they're down here. Now, if you're opening an event for the first time, you're like, hey, I don't have anything down here. That might be because you don't have any scored events set up. So once you have scored events set up, which is right here, each scored event that's created will create an overall report. Okay, maybe you've gotten that far. You turn around and say, hey, well, I can see age group reports here. I don't have age group reports. Well, you don't have any age group reports until you set up age groups. Where do you set up age groups? Set up age groups right here. We're not going to go through how to do those two things. If you do need some additional training on those, feel free to refer back to your training guide, or you can reach out to us and ask questions. So some different options for you. Where is this information coming from to begin with? Like I just said, an overall report is created when a scored event is created. An age group report is created when age groups are added. Team relay reports are created when team scoring is added. And a custom report is created, well, when you create it. So going into that, back to this page, again, in this scenario, we have a scored event, and I set up age groups. So that's why we have two different reports set up here. So in this scenario, we have a bunch of different reports. Well, why? You can see that you have your overall report as per normal. Well, I actually changed the name of my age group report to individual awards. So you can see you have a lot of options beside this overall report. And this overall relay has these options as well. But our individual awards report does not. We don't push up, we don't allow for quick publish and auto publish of age group reports, because all of that data is actually captured within these overall reports, and RunSignup parses that out. So for some of you that have said, hey, well, I really want to push up my age group report to RunSignup, the reason why you don't have these options here is because when you publish this individual overall report, it actually creates those drop downs at the RunSignup level for you. But then you can also create additional reports like a USAT report. This is a triathlon. So this way I can hit export and export this to CSV, and I can send that off to USA Triathlon for national rankings. So again, where is that information coming from? Why in where would you be getting this this data in these overall reports? Well, first off, you're not going to have overall awards, or you're not going to have an overall category in the report without setting up overall bands. So that again is in your age group setup. And in this scenario, we have an overall starting age of 0, which means everybody's going to be captured in there, and we're going to score them by gun time for top 3 males and top 3 females, and we hit save. What about age groups? Well, age groups, again, are set right here, and this is where you set your top finishers, that last page we were just on. Age groups are set right here. I am usually using this range insert, super handy tool, so you don't have to work very hard to get your age group set up. And once you have these age groups set up, that's what's going to display in your age group results. It's going to break these out. This number of winners is also very important. Why? Twofold. One, you have the ability to filter the report by age group winners only. Now, why is that important? Well, if you print this, it becomes your award list. Secondarily, when you publish this result, this overall result to RunSignup, this number of winners actually creates an award winners section at the bottom of your RunSignup page, which is super helpful if for some reason your printer breaks and you still need to be able to provide results to your race director. You could easily send them the link to the RunSignup results, and at the bottom, they're going to have this breakdown of the winners. So once you get into the reports, you can also click on them to view them at any point. And I realize I'm moving quickly through this. I want to get to the part where we can actually edit these and demo how we can edit, change, build reports, things like that. So at any point on that report page, you can click. So on this scenario, I clicked on the overall report and I see everyone, and you'll see everybody was 21 years old for this event, partly because I think we didn't get ages. But this auto creates, and if you click on it, you get your overall report. You can print from here, but normally the overall report is something that you're publishing up to RunSignup. You can also click on the age group report. Now remember what I just said. If you create overall sections, we said we wanted overall top 3 male and female. So here are our top 3 males and top 3 females. And like I said, everyone was 21 years old in this category or in this event. So our age groups only are going to have male 2024 and female 2024. But that's how you get in and see, you can actually preview what the reports look like before publishing to the web or before printing out for your race director. So, all right, on to how can I change the reports? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through all of the functions straight across right here. So the first two aren't really, the first few are not actually changing the reports. It's just things that you can do from the report side. So the first one is the quick publish settings. A lot of people have asked what's the difference between quick publish and autosave. Quick publish is a singular push up. You do it once, it does not reoccur. Autosave, you quite literally set it up to save every 30 seconds, minute, whatever you want, and that continues saving. The live results links, they'll give you links that you can click on for your leaderboard or results that RunSignup. You have a bunch of different export options. And then our final thing we'll stop on is actions. And actions are where we're actually editing and editing reports, or we can click the build report and we'll see that as well. So again, quick publish gives you the ability to publish this one singular time, push up all the results you want to RunSignup for different splits. In this scenario, it was for a triathlon. And then once you save it, that's quick publish. Then if you click on the next thing, which is the auto publish, so this is where you go in and the auto save settings pop up. You click the big plus, and when you do, you have the ability to put in all the information you want. So which event it's for, the title of the report, and all of this is going to push up to RunSignup. You're then going to save the stream and save settings. It is a two-save process, so keep that in mind. And as soon as you've saved both of those, you'll see this populate on the RunSignup results. You'll save the settings, and now you'll have a green light at the top for your reports saving. So the next thing over, like I just said, is the report or the results links. View results takes you to the RunSignup results. You have simplified results, leaderboard, and recent finishers. These are all pushing out of RaceDay scoring. You now have your export. This is beneficial in multiple different ways. Once everything's perfect, you can actually save this. You can export to a CSV. You don't have to publish this report to the web. It's not the only function. A lot of people think, oh, I'm auto saving a report and that's it. So you have the ability to save via HTML, CSV, text, PDF, or print from this location. A lot of times people are saving PDFs and emailing those to race directors who maybe have a tablet or something like that to open on to do awards from afar. And then the final thing, and this is where we're really going to dig in, and this is edit, duplicate, delete, and print preview. Print preview is quite literally print preview. You just go print or don't print. Delete does exactly what it says, so please be careful with that. Duplicate, it duplicates the report so that you can, if you want to keep your overall report, but you like the settings and you want to change like one singular filter, you can change the filter and then go to the second one and hit edit. So at this point, we're going to be talking about some of the edit functions. So if I hit edit on that overall report, it's going to bring up this right here. And so there's three different features underneath the edit. You can edit the columns, you can add the columns, and filter and sorts. And we're going to work on these two first, and then we'll talk about filtering. So editing columns is quite useful. You can change the name if you click on the little edit function. You can change the name of that, or you can actually change for splits or something like that. You can change on what displays and what doesn't display. For instance, if in this scenario we're like, oh, you know what, we didn't have, we don't want to display both clock and chip time, you can add or remove columns here. You can say, you know, click X off of clock time. I don't want to show that. I don't want to show pace. Click X off of that. It will remove from up here as well. I don't want to show gender place. I don't want to show city state. In most scenarios, what I do, and we'll get to this in a moment, but for age group results, a lot of times I will remove splits because it helps it sit on a page, especially for a triathlon. It helps your age group awards sit on a page a lot easier. And I'll do the same thing with pace for a triathlon. So then you have the ability to filter. Now, I use this feature a lot, shown on starters or shown on finishers, when I'm sitting there waiting to see who I still have out there. So I would click on this and then go back into my report and save the report, go back in and see if I have any people waiting to backfill into the results. And then also you can add in additional participant scoring filters since this is an overall report. So maybe you just want to see people from, you know, a specific county or something like that. You can add in that column of county if you ask that custom question, and then you can create a custom report of finishers from that county or from that area. It's a really easy way to create an overall report that you might have like a custom result that you need to provide at the event. Creating reports or building reports, and we'll get into this in the demo, but when you click on that, you can change the report title. You can add events. So you could, theoretically, you could put multiple events in here if you want to. Usually you're only doing one. You can set templates for columns to include, or you can just use the default one, and then you'll put in what kind of custom section or what kind of section to add in. You can have multiple sections, but an overall section is just that. It's going to show everyone, and then an age group section is going to be a breakdown similar to what we just showed of your age group. And a pre-race list is just that everyone that has been registered for the event. And so with these, you can begin building things, or you can create a template. And like, for instance, I have a drop down for USA Triathlon. It makes things a lot easier for scoring, post-race scoring of USA Triathlon, like submissions to USAT. So with that being said, and I'll pause briefly. I don't know if there's any specific questions, and if not, I'm going to go into a demo here. Matt, anything I need to go over? Okay, cool. All right, so now we're in our event, that same test event that we talked about in a lot of these. So we can go into our reports. So, well, really quickly, let me just show you. I have my age groups here. I've got my top finishers, and so all of those are in there. So now if I go into my reports, you can see these reports. At any point, I can click on these and get a quick breakdown, right? Super helpful. And then we can also go in and let's say, okay, we've got this 5K overall report. Let's duplicate this. And I want to call it, I don't know, 5K overall male. I don't know why I would want to do that, but I can then go in and select, I want to do a 5K, custom comment columns to include. We'll just include the default ones. I want an overall, or we've already got an overall section. So in this, I can say, I don't want to see gender, or actually, yes, I do. So see, I already messed up. I can type in gender here. So perfect example. And I want it back over in this area. So I don't maybe want to see gender place, or maybe I don't want to see age or age place, or city or state, or splits because I didn't have any. And we'll just leave it at that for right now. And remember, I said I only want to show males, so I can say, all right, I want to add a scoring filter. So I can say, all right, I want to pick gender is equal to male. Now, why I would want this report, who knows, but I'm just showing you can do it. So I'm going to save report. So now I have an additional overall report. I've got my overall male report. So if I go to my overall report, you see I have genders of male and female, got gender, place, age, all of that stuff. If I go into overall male, I only have males, and I don't have those other fields. So, oh, you know what? I don't like the way this looks. I'm only scoring by, I don't remember what this event was scored by, probably chip time. So I can go in to overall male, actions, edit, and go in and edit those columns. And you know what? I don't want to see clock time. And so again, I can save it, go back in, and now I just have chip time and pace. Now, something to keep in mind as you're messing with things, because it's really simple, it's really easy to move things around, adjust stuff. So if you wanted to show whatever, if you wanted to show bib after all of this, you quite literally click and drag it, save the report, and now when you go in, you can see the bibs way over here. But once you create an autosave, so you can see the links here. I don't have links for this one because I haven't created an autosave. Once you create an autosave, so this one's already publishing or has the ability to publish. So if I turn autosave settings on, or if I turn that autosaves on again, because I just edited this report, if I turn these autosaves back on, it will break this. Why? Because I already had this set up. I had this result set up in streaming. I went in and I edited it. Well, that doesn't help, because when I do that, RunSignup is receiving exactly how I had it, and it's expecting exactly how I had it. Well, now I've gone in and changed something, and I've changed the way this report presents, the column order, or I remove a column or something to that effect. Now, granted, it could work, but there's a very good chance that changing it breaks it. So what do? If we change something, Normally, what you would do is you would go in to online results and you would cancel out of this. Also delete division setup at 5K run sign up, remove results, save settings. All right. Then I would go back and add them in again. Add stream, save settings. So now when we go in, let's see if it'll pull everything up as it should. And so now you can see bib is way over here, not in order.
Just to add on to that a little bit, so a lot of the stuff is pretty dynamic in terms of, you know, most of the time it will. I think Chris was really just talking about if you're adding columns and things like that, that might be an area where you're gonna have to reset it. If you could bring up the autosave settings, the other thing is if you already have a result set out there that's kind of something that you wanna tag back to, then you can, when you're editing it, just put that result set right up there, the second parameter, and kind of keep that result set out there, or you can create a new result set for those that have been using the RunSignup platform. We've been making a lot of changes to really make this as dynamic as possible so that when things like age groups and divisions and top finisher categories change, that you don't have to mess with this. It'll all just automatically, dynamically just rebuild the result set. But yeah, I think Chris was just letting you know, if you see something that's not quite what you want, then you definitely need to reset the stream.
And don't be afraid. Like, I know it seems scary, like hitting, it's this action for a lot of people, hitting this and seeing delete everything at run sign up, it seems scary. But this is what you need to do. It's not deleting your data at run sign up in terms of the registration data. It's not deleting anything out of RaceDay scoring. It's just deleting that one result set with something you don't want, right? So we can set this up again. If you don't, and like James said, if I don't know, I don't think I didn't save that, but if I saved it, I could add the stream exactly back, or it'll just give me a new one. And I can do the same thing for the males. So I can have both of those running at the same time. And again, like at any point, you can click on this. Now, this is a static report. So if you are looking at this, it's not going to keep putting people in. But if you close out and go right back into it, it'll have everybody that's finished since you clicked. So if you're staring at this screen, you're like, oh, well, I don't have this person at the bottom. That's would be why you don't see that. So one thing I do want to go and let's look at a little bit. So with the individual awards, what I've done, and this is just for me, something that works really well. I changed the name of my age groups to individual awards. And then in terms of columns, you can see it only has chip time. It doesn't have pace. It doesn't have splits or anything like that, even though this is a triathlon. I also have set this to show award winners only. And so when I save this report and we go in, we can see now, again, there's some interesting things going on with this event, but we have collegiate overall, we have collegiate female, we have individual male and female, we have Clydesdales, Athenas, novices, all of this at the top, military, and then it goes into my age groups of only the people that won. And so you can really get in with your top finisher categories, to really get in and play around with how things present. And same thing with our, oh, give me one sec, with our USAT report. You do need to be careful if you are doing things like triathlons to not, and it'll tell you as soon as you add in columns like USAT member, or not USAT membership number, but email, street address, things like that. So if I take out email and I add in email, as soon as I select it, I think it gives me, or maybe it's still thinking it's the same way, but it gives you a notification. Please don't please don't save this, or please don't publish this to the web, because it's going to have people's personal information on there. And this is the kind of information that you need to push to USAT. So any questions on that bit? I don't see any. So, all right, well, that in terms of building a report, we kind of went through this. You also have main report sections up here. These progress reports, you can see dropped, finisher, in progress. These are the same reports that you're going to see if you're on this side and you click on to individual or relay, and you can click on non-starters, dropped, in progress, or finishers. So you have all of your overall sections, your team types, and then your top finishers, and those are the ones that you set as top finishers under your top finishers up here. So some big things to remember. You can edit all of this. You need to set up your age groups and your top finishers. It will auto create your overall and your individual. You can build reports, name it whatever you want to, select whatever events you want, create whatever template, right? And you can put in whatever you want to for that template, and that template's going to template out the columns that you want for that overall section. And so you can also go in, if I go into, let's see, individual awards. Oh, sorry. We go into individual awards and go to edit. If I want to add in splits, but I don't want to show a certain split, I can go in and edit things out of this category. So all of this is changeable, just something to consider. And you can move these around by just as simple as clicking and dragging. Let's see. Does a report view update in real time as participant? No. So the report view does not update, like we said. So you will not see, you can't sit here at the bottom and stare at the bottom and see information coming in. So if you're sitting there, you will see this person will never finish on your screen. They will never come in. So when you're on the results screen, it is a static bit, so you would need to go out and go back in. Now, if you're auto saving or auto publishing, it will update at RunSignup. So that will continue. If you've got autosave settings, it will continue to push up to RunSignup. Just a reminder, if you're using Quick Publish, it is a single snapshot of results getting pushed up. So it will push up once and then it is done. Let's see. I think that was the only question we've had so far. Like we said, we were trying to keep this one a little shorter so we could keep everybody engaged. If you do have additional questions, I would say some really helpful things to keep in mind. If you go into your timing locations, you can generate test reads. This is a really good place to practice what your reports will look like. And so you can do it for each individual timing location. And then once you run it, you can go into your dashboard, you can double check that you've got the raw reads that you should have, and then you can go look at your awards or your reports. So, and then you're like, oh, hey, everything looks great. I'm really happy with what it's going on. So you just go in, clear out the those test reads, and you're ready to go. So you don't actually have to have you should test out, connecting to your timing equipment, things like that. But once you know you can connect to your timing equipment pretty seamlessly, that's a non-issue. So you can begin using some of those test read functions underneath your timing locations. And again, you can set those up for each one down here. And I would strongly advise testing things out in advance, especially as you're starting to build your own custom reports. That way, everything looks like you want it to. I usually do not suggest publishing those results, those test results, to RunSignup to see what it looks like, just because the last thing you would want to do is start firing off text and email notifications inadvertently. So if there's no other questions, I would just say thank you guys for joining us, and feel free to, if you ever have any questions, just hit this Get Help button. You can type in your name, whatever description of the issue you're having, hit send. It will send us a backup. You can also click here to view the help guides for things, or you can click in here and book a basic or an advanced training session with me to go through different topics. So that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing about how awesome your events were this weekend. Take care.